I know, Mom. Yeah.
I've become one of those weird people that have a dog with them all the time, you know. I used to make fun of, and now I'm her. Oh, never mind, okay. We'll just pretend he's not here. I'm hot, and look how my hair is sweating, unless I have like a lot of product. Florida hair product. Does it look nice? Yeah, it's upsetting. I like your hair. It's even more awful than the one I had in the first Charles. She has the
You're gonna sit right here. You can sit right there if you want.
and they're a kind of bright bronze color. See, now I feel lucky that I didn't have that one. And I mean that in the nicest possible way. She'll be in therapy in like next week. Okay.
So, you have a new movie coming out.
I have one.
Yeah.
And I wanted to just tell you all the plot lines and everything. To get it out of my system, because you know how hard it is for me to keep a secret.
We promise.
And I think if I could just get you guys to promise not to tell anyone. Anything I tell you does not leave this room. I don't know what you said, but it was loud and exciting. Not that much still. I can't remember what I was going to tell you. No, we have to keep secrets on this. Like, it's literally D-Day, and the Nazis are going to find out that there's 600,000 stormtroopers fighting off France. So, we had signs around the studio that said, loose lip sink starships. And I stole one. Don't tell anyone. Where did Gary go? He's going to go tell stuff. All right, so that's that. I told you that.
Okay. Is there any news about you getting your own lightsaber?
Did I get my own ones? I don't think I've ever had my very own. Don't you think you would want to get like have a lightsaber place that like did cool stuff to your own personal lightsaber? You've got the color, you've got the handle that you wanted, maybe some tattoos of tongues on it and stuff like that. But no, I've never made any comment about me or lightsabers in my language. So, no.
So, going back, what was it like working with the cast again?
If I always said it was as though if we never stopped doing the movie except we had a really long lunch break. And we looked bad. And some really bad, food that made people look old and melted. But otherwise it was the same. People look like themselves-ish. And I remember us standing together at one point and thinking, this should be amazing. But it's not. It's chiffon. No, that used to be a commercial. If you think it's butter, but it's not. It's chiffon. No, it was cool, but you got some, you thought of it, you thought, oh, here I am standing with the other stooges. And I don't want to have to be the bad student. It was cool. And I remember them pretty well, those guys. And then they're new people now, and they can do the work, the heavy, I do the work. And they're cute. So that's all I have to say about it.
does Gary have a hand?
Damn it, he doesn't. I slept with everyone in the house. And that was probably my mistake. I should have held back and said, you know, I won't sleep with you when I'm 25 if you don't put Gary in the movie. No, actually, JJ didn't even like Gary to be on the set, and Gary goes everywhere with me. And he literally he texted me the other night and said, someday you're going to have to explain this dog thing. Because I think he relates to me in most ways. You know, I have a certain irony. People with irony don't wander around with their dogs with tongues sticking out all the time. Or maybe they do. Yeah, no, this is the new irony. So I still have to explain it. So yeah, Gary was on the set. I know, it was awkward. He knows a full thing. He knows a lot. I think that's why he was punished, was when they stretched his tongue so he couldn't tell anyone. I know.
Can't say a thing.
How was J.J. Abrams as a director?
Oh. No.
Star Trek fans know that.
No, he's good. He's very, like, I thought he's very, he has a lot of energy, which I find exhausting. No, but I'm older than him. But not by enough that would actually, but well enough. But still, he really has a lot of energy. He remembers everyone's name. Don't you hate those people? I mean, everyone. The extras, the spark. So, no, he was great, and it was annoying.
So, what has been, and from the 4 movies that you've been in with Star Wars, is there what? 4 movies. What has been your fondest memory of working on that franchise?
Oh, well, I remember when we did the first movie, and they really, you know, it was not supposed to be a big hit movie. But, you know, people ask me if I knew it was going to be that big of a hit. I now say yes. I didn't know. In fact, I thought it was going to be a bigger hit, and I'm disappointed. They booked us on this publicity tour that was unnecessary, right? And actually, the term blockbuster came from Star Wars because the blocks and the stuff was free, the blocks and everything. I actually drove by the theater one because it was the second movie I ever did. And but I've been around show business a lot. It's like gets on your leg. And I drove by the theater and I think I should yell, "I'm in that!" Which was ironic. No, it was earnest. That's the last time I was earnest. So I don't remember your question now. Oh, it's funny. Oh, so we were on tour promoting this thing that couldn't make people stop going to see it. Because we were trying. Don't go in there! And we would go to relax after doing promotion, doing talk shows and stuff, which we were learning to do talk shows on talk shows. That's not a good plan. And so we would go to whatever they're called, amusement parks. And I just remember one time Harrison and Mark were in one of those things that, you know, they're in a cage and the cage turns around. And Harrison now, by the way, is 35, so what's his excuse? Okay. I was 20, so I had an excuse. I had recently been a teenager, but not anyway. So I remember looking up and seeing Harrison upside down in a suit with his tie dangling in midair. And that made me really happy. Oh, and the other thing was, Harrison had studied philosophy or something pretentious when he was in college. Well, that's what he claimed anyway. So he would like quote Nietzsche when he was promoting the film. Can you believe that? So I literally, and please don't tell anyone this, I got tutored in philosophy to up my game in the talk show arena. Pathetic. We were all pathetic. But in a good way.
So, I would say everybody in here thinks of you as one of their idols. So,
Like some golden thing that you wheel around at the end of a golf tournament. No.
so what is
They
it?
know me. We've been together a long time now, haven't we? You grew up with me, didn't you? I was your costume sometimes, and your doll. You naughty, naughty boys. All the time. So they don't, that's not an idol, that's something different. But I don't know what it is. But it's big like an idol. But it breaks just like a little.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, idols are also, you can put them up.
On your Christmas tree.
I have Princess Leia's around my house, so.
I do too, yeah. My dog plays with a little Wookiee. Ashton also plays with a Princess Leia's dog toy, and he ripped her head off. So that wasn't good. Well, I sent him to training school after that. He hasn't ripped the Princess Leia head off in a while. I don't know where off.
You just don't pile.
Yeah.
So, but what is it like being you?
Life's goal is to not know. But it's like to be me. No, I think, no, my life's goal was to feel like you see me. So other people seemed like they were kind of relaxed, knew what was going on, kind of had it together. And I didn't feel that way. So I knew there was a secret, and I was really committed to finding out what that was. And I'm still committed. And if you guys have maybe come with like insights, I appreciate it. I don't know what it's like to be me kind of. It's easier now. I was always really insecure about certain things, not overall insecure, but areas. I have areas of confidence, but not confident. So, and also I think people in show business can get confidence leaks, which means you're like, say you're a good singer, but then suddenly you think you can dance. And it leaks, and it shouldn't go there. So, I sort of grew up on TV or something, so that was weird. But I feel like I know people, and that's nice, because I think you want to feel like that you're not alone, and that you have people that you can identify with, and that's what I've gotten a lot out of this. That a lot of these people are unstable, and I relate to that. You don't have to pretend that you know me or anything, just nod.
I'm going to ask you a question about one of my favorite movies besides the Star Wars movies, The Birds.
That was the most fun I ever had making a movie. I used to go and hang around the set on my day off.
And you
That's
shows.
sad.
So just tell us a little bit about that experience.
We used to get to improvise, which you don't do, which Tom Hanks is really, really good at it. He's from that day till this, he calls me his summer wife. Because, and Rita lets him, because I was his summer wife on that. But if you watch the movie at the very end, he's got his arm around her, we're kind of walking, and my hips are like they're not even. And so you see my leg kind of blasting out on the side. So look for that. And And so we improvise stuff, and I accuse him of being mean to the Hydrogen family who lives next door to us up at the lake. And then he's the only person who can, I think, improvise on that kind of subject. And we played Scrabble as a couple. We were a very cute couple. Oh, I'm not going to let him out of his room until he resembles the man he married. Can you imagine how many wives would have their husbands in their room? So I can't remember anything else except this one girl that was acting, and she had a really good body, and she was always showing it. And the boys enjoyed it.
Speaking of other awesome movies, The Blues Brothers.
Well, that I don't really remember. No one does. They put something in our water. But I did learn how to shoot a flamethrower, which I'll be doing later this afternoon. Yeah, you have that whole bazooka Tampa, group, right? Anyway, I'm going. I'm good at shooting a shotgun. Embarrassing. They bruised me. I took gun lessons. I have made 4 movies with big-time gunners. So, and you can tell I'm a violent person, and I really believe in it. The thing that astonishes me is that I can actually, with my history, this scares me, buy a gun. Don't ask you anything. So it's good to be king.
So when you grew up, it was a little bit different than how most of us grew up. And we didn't have
Don't be sure of that. No, yes, I think so.
Just a little bit. So did you have any actors that inspired you growing up?
I didn't want to be an actress. Or actress. I didn't. You know when you want to be something, it's because it's kind of a fantasy. It's over there. And you dream about it and whatever. All that stuff was around. So I didn't want to be in show business. I was in it already. So the bigger trick would have been to escape. I wanted to be a writer, really, and I actually had stage fright initially. My mother made me, that bitch. To her nightclub act, his punishment for not finishing my homework. So I started doing nightclub work at 13, and you see what's that's done to me. So I just kind of went along. It was assumed I would become an actress, and I went along with the assumption. And now my daughter's an actress, and we raised her not to be. Don't ever do that, because they just rebel. So now my daughter's going to be in this new show called Scream Queens. Anyway. And I think, anyways, I don't know if she is a murderer, but murderers are around.
Okay.
So that's good to know.
So speaking of your writing, big fan of your writing also. New book coming out?
I'm working on a book which I am calling The Princess Diarist. And that's only because it was someone on Twitter's idea. They said The Princess Diary. But no, I have my diaries from the first movie. I mean, they're not like your diary. Today I woke up and went to Alderaan and they blew it up. I did some stuff, and so I wrote about it. I was tormented. I was 19. What do you want? So I'm editing it now, and hopefully I will be able to embarrass myself yet again in front of someone. And I think I talk about my least. What do we write about in our diaries? Boys. So I talk about boys, my weight, and other stuff. Yeah. No, I found all these things though, and of it on my Twitter account. They don't look like we were all in England on location. And location, when you're making movies away from home, it means permission to do anything. I mean, that's not good, and people shouldn't tell other people that when they're going on location that that's what it means. But anyway, I was the youngest person on that movie, and I was the only girl in all boy fantasy. So I kept a diary. I thought I might want to remember it later. But it's not written in a linear way, so, like I said, linear enough. And that's all.
And how awesome has it been to see your other folks go to the big screen?
Well, what was cool about that is that I got to have Meryl Streep playing me. Now that really makes so much sense, doesn't it? That's hilarious. I want her to continue playing me. So I can just go to home and she can go out and play me. And have like perfect skin and blonde hair and be graceful, and I don't think she ever has fallen off her high heels, which I do regularly. She's just a graceful person. But she was also, her mother actually told her that she reminded her mother of, Meryl seemed like herself to her mother in postcards from the edge. So that doesn't make sense either.
Well, we all think you're beautiful.
Perfect.
So
So good.
one more question. So is there anything that you want to tell us that you never get to talk about? Well, you talk about a lot.
Yeah, no, I'm not real, I forget the word for it. Shy? What do you call it when you don't tell people?
Reserved?
Well, I'm definitely not that. Secretive? I'm an open person. Spread eagle. But, no, so I like talking to people, but I don't like the one-way street. So that interviews are sort of narcissistic.
And not Gary. How old is Gary?
Gary is almost 3.5. He's single, so anybody, he is French. So, his birth name was actually Jean-Jacques. But the American of Jean-Jacques is Gary. And if you believe that, then I forget what I'm going to do next. But anyway, I'm hoping that Gary will be in the next movie.
I'm too.
He's going to play me young. And it's a dirty job that somebody else to do.
Okay, we are out of time, but let's all thank Carrie Fisher.